practice works, but Laura McKean on our staff has been very familiar with that, and she could answer questions if people have that, and they could direct that to All Care through Laura McKean. I think she's on the line today.
Thank you. How can the Oregon legislature support a beer/wine tax given the impact of COVID on small businesses and taverns going out of businesses due to COVID issues, plus the challenge of the current behavioral health system failure of outcomes of recovery with the current funds they are receiving? So I don't serve on revenue, yay for me, but I know Representative Marsh handles some of these issues. I can tell you from my vantage point from House Healthcare Chair, this is going to be a really difficult issue to tackle, I feel like, without putting some investment into behavioral health. I know there's been some discussion about maybe doing some kind of employer fee for those employers who are large businesses, but whose employees end up on Medicaid. And should otherwise actually provide healthcare for them. So doing something like that to maybe help direct some funds and revenues toward behavioral health. But yeah, the discussion around a beer and wine tax could be difficult this next session. And I'm just not sure what will be coming out of the governor's recommended budget or the legislature. And I don't know that a lot of work has gone into trying to move us to that point yet. So I'll let Representative Marsh answer as well.
Yeah, I'll chime in just a little bit. I think many of us expected that 2021 was going to be the session where we took on the funding of behavioral health care in a really vigorous way. We've done a great job over the years with Oregon Health Plan. We've stabilized it. We found long-term funding for physical and the behavioral and dental services that are folded in. But in general, we've really failed on behavioral health care across the state. We know that we are at or near the bottom of the 50 states in terms of access to treatment. And, clearly there is a nexus with a beer and wine tax to providing our ability to provide those services. That said, we've had a year and the impact to our beer and wine purveyors is significant. It will be recognized. And I think there'll be a lot of discussion in the legislative session about what the balance can be between keeping the business sector robust and really still making the investments that we have to make to move anywhere into the system that we all know that we all need, which is being able to provide immediate access to people at the moment when they have decided that they are ready for treatment.
Thank you. And even I would say robust is just, my goal is to just keep some of these businesses whole. And to prevent further unemployment. So, all right, we are up to our last question. Why is it too hard for OHP members to get dental care? Why is it so hard to get dentists for Advantage Health?